Kings of Leon's ninth album, Can We Please Have Fun, is finally here.
Hmm.
We are all
Wow.
very excited. We weren't
Eagerly
though.
Sorry?
anticipating.
Yeah, but to be fair, no spoilers. I think they've done quite well.
Guys, I think
Statement of the century come in.
we can have a bit of fun.
Oh, yes. I think
I'm
we
as
can
surprised as anyone. That's a lie. I've always had hope because I can't shake my love for the band.
You are a natural optimist,
If he,
Carl.
well, if he doesn't have hope every
Only
time,
when it comes to Kings of Leon.
if he doesn't have hope every time, then he'll
With no
just,
hope.
Eels.
It's just the end. It's just the end of it.
Yeah, this is their first album away from their old record label.
RCA.
Oh, is it?
RCA, yeah. So,
Love
it's
Tap
with
Records.
Capitol.
Oh.
Capitol.
It says here,
Records.
Love Tap Records under exclusive
Yeah.
license to Capitol.
Yeah.
So is Love Tap their own little thing? Is that their own little
I think so, because
sub-label
there's
thing?
nothing about it at all, so I presume it's just
Okay,
one of
I
their
don't
things.
like the name.
Well, that's not what we're
You know.
discussing today.
Just put it out there.
I'm annoyed you brought it up, actually.
Sorry, take it back.
I'll be honest. The opening to this album, not good for me. Not a good start, in my opinion. I'm not a fan
Wow.
of Ballerina Radio or Rainbow Ball. But still, I've listened to it multiple times, this album, but they don't grab me. But that is sort of where my problems are.
That's it.
Wow.
Game over for the problems.
That's quite a surprise. Ballerina Radio for me, I think is a good opener. I don't think it's a great opener, but it's decent. Rainbow Ball, because of the transition into it being so seamless, just feels like the same song to me. So it just feels like an extension rather than its own thing. Because it doesn't do enough to change after the transition to stand out by itself. Not necessarily bad. Not great.
I think this is something that I feel like I've seen a lot with albums lately, of a kind of sort of an understated open and then a toe tapper second. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's happened a lot. And it's exactly.
I feel like you've mentioned this before,
yeah,
actually.
it feels very common now that there's something that doesn't really do a lot in the first one, just sort of sets the stage. It feels almost like the narrator at the beginning of a play, and then the curtains open in the second track. But never,
That's a lovely analogy.
but never to the kind of the most exciting moment of the play. It's the beginning of the play. So the second track is never like the heavy hitter. It's usually the one after it. But I think that's definitely the case here. I think the problem is they're both a bit too long. And I think it kind of ruins that feel that I think they're trying to go for a little bit when they're quite that long. But otherwise, I do enjoy the songs. I do enjoy the sounds. I do think it's a decent setup. That's my gripe, though, is that they could have condensed that a little bit and get us into the.
Wait, you saying grapes?
Gripes, man. Yeah. Gripes all the
way. No, but you alluded to it, and I'm going to just pick apart your little allusions that you've done.
Unlude me, baby.
Nowhere to run, though. Fat stonker of a tune.
Apart from that line.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from that one lyric, but I can see past it.
There's a war outside. We should all get high.
It's all right. We're still talking, but fine.
Yanni has famously never interrupted anyone.
Great bass line.
No, great bass line.
Nah, but seriously.
No, it's fantastic.
And the chorus, just you know,
it's such a toe tapper.
That's what I'm doing.
I can see
it. My toes.
Do you know what? When he says, "Are we still having fun?" I think, do you know what? I'm not yet. Up until this point, I'm not really having fun.
I'm not yet.
Now I am. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a strange question to be asking me at this point. Because
if you would have told me that he was going to mention that kind of line, knowing what the album title was, at some point in the track list, I'd have been like, "That's just really cheesy," and I'm not looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
But when he says it in the song, I like it.
I think it would have been a better title. However, it wouldn't have worked with it. Too many syllables. I do think it would have been a better title.
I bet they were fuming.
I
bet that
yeah.
ruined their day when they thought, oh, that would have been a better album title.
And they thought, oh, we have to be polite now and say please as well. The fucking Brits are gonna see it. We've got to be polite.
Bloody Poms.
But yeah, no,
Oh.
I do like the. I was having fun. The way he sings that feels great, and into the
Yeah.
oh yes, it's just got a great groove to it. Real
Great
good
movement.
time. Fantastic movement. So, wow. So great.
Al, I feel like you've not got anything
No,
good
no.
to say.
When I first heard it, I thought it was a little bit. Naff is the wrong word, but I think because it was just so happy,
Yeah.
and it was just like, oh fuck it, whoa, type vibe. I don't think I've ever known Kings of Leon to necessarily sound joyous.
Now I'm listening to it right now. I'm getting sort of come around vibes from it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of sadness in Come Around Sundown. This isn't.
Oh.
This is just overt
You know,
joy. I'm not sure if that's a word. But joy definitely is overt.
It seems more like trying to make the best of a bad thing. It's kind of persistent creation of joy. I'm trying to find the right words here to say.
Love that Idols album.
It's making it does feel like, and from the lyrics a bit as well, it's kind of like let's have fun even though there's shit going down. And I feel like that's the same vibe of the music.
Talking of Idols, I don't know if I dreamt this, but I'm sure they cited Idols as an inspiration for this album.
I think,
I
Sounds
think
just like
I've read
Idols, to
that
be fair.
somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure I read that somewhere.
What I will say this song, and I think it plays into a little bit what you were saying there, Callum, and the word I would use possibly to describe what you're trying to say, although I don't mean it wholeheartedly, is a bit of cheese. There's a bit of cheese there. Yeah, bit of cheesiness. But it doesn't feel actually cheesy. It's just leaning that way more so than Kings of Leon ever have, by being positive. But what it feels like to me, this song in particular and the whole album, is Kings of Leon have now found their sound as an older rock band. As kind of adults, grown men. They found the right sound here, and they should stick with it. Rather than trying to kind of keep something from the past or the baby steps that have come before this. They've found the point, and I think this more kind of joyous sound fits very well with that big roundabout there for you. Big old roundabout to get past.
We'll do this now because we're up to it. I know we're not doing reviews like that anymore, but the two singles, I think the alignment of views within the Fool's Chat was that they are the worst songs to have picked for the singles.
Yes.
I understand why they picked Mustang.
I kind of
really
don't. Now
No, I don't.
I've heard the rest of it.
I don't.
Yeah, but I could. I don't know. I still like Mustang. I liked it at the time.
Oh, I really have gone off it, you know.
It feels
Really
just
badly.
like, I mean, we said this at the time. It just feels. It sounds like they're practicing in one of their bedrooms and they're on little practice amps and they need to keep it quiet. Like all the instruments sound really subdued in a weird way. There's no kind of kick into the chorus where there should be. This song could have been really good, but like as it is now,
maybe that's why I'm
especially
calling it,
within the
yeah.
rest of the album, it feels very lackluster.
The reason why I wanted to say about those two being the singles is because my two choices of singles are actually within the track listing of those songs. I would have gone Nowhere to Run and
That is a single.
Actual Daydream. I would have gone with Nowhere to Run first. I mean,
Oh, right.
Nowhere
Sorry.
to Run
Yeah.
definitely should have been a single. It's actually not even just because it's like, no, I'm not saying it's the best song or anything like that, but it is the best song for representing the album, and also absolutely would have got everyone interested,
excited. Yeah.
and has the words from the album, and it kind of just ties in well. I definitely agree with Nowhere to Run as being a single.
And then Actual Daydream, because I think the chorus is one of the strongest on the whole albums. It fucking slaps.
It really does. Yeah, that one grabbed me straight away. Split Screen. Why? You said at the time you didn't like it, did you? You thought it boring,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's perfectly fine, but it's not grabbing anyone's attention, and that is, it's still good. It stands up, but it doesn't stand out.
I've grown
So
to
why
like
was that the
it.
second?
Sorry, Carl. You,
No, sorry.
you just keep pausing. You just keep pausing as you're speaking.
It's
You're
that's
leaving
called sentences,
big
you knob end.
No, you just got to keep talking until you stop. You can't leave gaps in this world.
No.
I think within the album, it's definitely kind of gone up in my appreciation of it somehow, because I think it actually is at a nice spot in the album, and it kind of feels worthy of its kind of a bit more kind of moody,
What's
laid back sound.
Halfway point in it.
Yeah, it's
I
right
agree
where it
with
needs to
that.
be. But as a single, I'm on.
He's not finished, Carl.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ! As a single, yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah.
choice.
There we go.
Just
There
bad
we go.
choice.
A lot of preamble before it, but ultimately agreement.
Mhm,
Bad
mhm.
single.
Yeah, aligned.
This split screen has only grown for me in terms of my adoration
Well,
towards
so
it.
close to what I said.
You
Adoration?
didn't say that word though.
No,
Is
because
that the word?
adoration.
Is that a
maybe.
word? Adoration.
Aduration's
the
definitely
word.
not. I don't
I
think.
don't know what that is.
Adulation is a word as well, so you've mixed in
Oh.
two words.
What do they mean?
Adoration is right as well in terms of adoring something.
Adore.
Yeah.
Adore, obviously. And what's the other one?
Adulation. Don't know.
Means
It's
excessive.
a word,
oh,
though.
yeah, it means excessive admiration or praise. It's admiration, but stronger.
So
Adoration.
I'm combining both words.
Adulation.
I'm making my own kind of
Admiration.
Yeah, split screen. I really like it a lot, to be honest. It's been the one before the album dropped that's just been in my head, which feels weird, but maybe in retrospect, 100,000 people stuck with me a lot, and that's like we discussed when we reviewed the single. It's in that same vein in it. Anyway, enough of that. Any other comments you want to make, guys?
About that song, or
No, I'll move it on.
God, Actual Daydream is fucking brilliant. Wow. Another song that stood out for me was Television.
yes.
Or
Television.
Television.
Mm.
No particular reason. Again, it just slaps, and it does kind of feel like they just let loose.
It's
Part
almost
of
like a. Sorry,
Oh,
you did
we need to-
pause. You did pause,
Yeah, I
though.
did. I did. Part of this album feels like they went into it originally completely with the reins off, and then they kind of shut themselves a little bit and thought, oh, we kind of need to do some, like, have a bit more of a transition from the previous stuff, because some of it sounds in that style, a bit more radio friendly. Go on, Yanni.
This one in particular, I think, sounds quite a lot like the Bandit, but a better sort of
Yeah, but that's what I
idea
mean.
of that version of that.
Yeah.
Just adding on to your point, mate. I'm not.
Yeah, no, I know. But this kind of feels like they're doing what they want to do now, or in a way.
They're just having a bit of fun.
You're saying you think
Yeah.
they've actually reached the point they were trying to get? Kind of like when we talk about idols and they were.
Well,
clearly
I feel
trying to
like
get somewhere
it's-
and they've got it.
I feel like the fact that they're not on RCA anymore, they probably had no restrictions, and while the song structures are similar because it's the same band, they're doing it how they want to do it. That makes sense. They're kind of pushing themselves a bit further.
I think they wanted to do it how they were doing it. I don't think there's any indication of otherwise.
I don't
Why would
know.
you record a whole album that sounds like that?
Money
yeah, I
and
can't-
contractual obligations.
Well, RCA were like,
can't-
"Oh, make the most boring album you can."
Well, no, but it would have been. No, but it's more radio friendly,
No,
and
not really.
This has definitely got more radio hits on.
Yeah, 100%.
say.
And the songs that were the most radio friendly were the singles on the last album, and the rest of the album wasn't radio friendly really at all. It was radio friendly, but it wasn't like kind of a. It wasn't a.
wasn't
album.
radio good.
It wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So disagreed. The closer.
Oh boy, that deserves its own separate little video. That, but that's not how we do things.
Be really weird. Let's just do a separate video on the closer of an album. But you're right, it does deserve its own time. Go on, Jan. Take the floor.
It's called Scene. If you're not following, and you should be. This was not expecting it. The sound of this is so different.
Mm-hmm.
The intro sounds like it could be some kind of like shoegaze thing, which I think Kyle was going to say you probably were loving that the minute
Yeah,
it started
man,
playing.
rock solid.
Uh, but recognizably Kings of Leon, I would say.
We
And
said, "Oh, I'm ever so sorry."
I'm
This is the
really
worst this
struggling,
has ever
so no,
been.
please, I'm struggling here.
We've said numerous times, Kings of Leon don't half know how to finish off an album.
They've finally done it after many years of not being.
Yeah,
able to.
they've really come back to that point being correct. Yeah, it does kind of feel like, again, what I was trying to say on the last point that you both disagreed with. This feels like a new lease of life,
This
but
does.
it still really is Kings of Leon. But it feels fresh, it feels exciting, and it feels authentic.
Yes,
Yeah, very real.
definitely authentic. I don't know how one captures that, but they've definitely managed to do it on this song. The whole outro part, just Ascension.
Mm.
That little breakdown and then coming back in with the repeated lyrics in the outro part, it's just really good. Really,
I know
what you want.
I know you both have disdain for when I bring up live performances, and it seems like I do it all the time with Kings of Leon.
You do.
But that Amazon thing that they did in the barn, this song was brilliant on that. Caleb's voice was just, I mean, there's never been any problem with his vocals, has there? But in particular, it was just brilliant. Yeah.
It's a wonderful closer. As you say, it's great to hear them get back to knowing how to finish an album off. Unlike any other band, any other artist, who do you know who can hit home run after home run on that final track? It's not an easy thing to do.
It seems 7 out of 9, I'd say. That they've.
Yeah.
True.
I reckon that's probably fair. We did skim over a few tracks there that I think because they're not the most standout tracks, but I don't really have a problem with any of them. They all work very well within the context of the album, and very different as well. You know, they're not exactly, usually around the kind of 7 to 10 chunk of an album this long, you get a couple that just sound the same before the kind of closer too. Whereas I do think they kind of keep it interesting through the second half of the album, which is great. Honestly, very impressed. Very impressed. From what we were given up front, those two singles, which are definitely two of the weaker songs, I would say. I do enjoy Split Screen. I would say it's at least the lower half of the album ranked.
100%. 100%.
Mustang definitely is down there. I think they need to work on that. Work on the upfront stuff. This album could have been 10 or 11 tracks long as well. You don't need to put it on there. It kind of, I know they were going for something a bit different on Mustang. It didn't pay off. Just keep that in mind. Sometimes it doesn't pay off. And but yeah, I think this is definitely a step in the right direction, and I hope they continue. As I say, I think they found their sound as no longer the young kind of raucous band that they once were. Good word. And I hope they continue on their merry way to fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 7.
I am also gonna give it a 7.
I think that's only right. Personally, I think that's spot on, Yanni.
I think it's the only way to rate this.
I think it's absolutely bang on, to be honest. So that's a Fool's 7 out of 10. Which, after the last couple of albums, that's astonishing. That is astonishing.
Yeah. Should have gone back to see what Yanni in particular gave When You See Yourself, because it's quite reactionary as our
Is
Yanni.
it? I can't remember.
No, I have no. Just in general, you are quite reactionary.
Oh yeah. Don't you say that about me?
Nice.
But thanks for watching and liking, because I know you have. Subscribe, ding a bell. What would you rate this by any chance? Comment that down below.
Can you please have fun?
Can you do our job for us, please? Not a job.
Mm.
Don't get paid. Do you have fun?
Goodbye.